Allison is devoted to the communication of American heritage and history, especially as they pertain to the nation's natural resources and the role of nature in the American character. Allison serves as a State Parks Commissioner for Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation for the New York City region. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Allison Rockefeller. Allison.
Thank you so much, Anne. It's such a pleasure to have you here with us each year, and your commitment to us is so important. I have never had more index cards, so I hope I don't drop them. But I will try to move very quickly through this. First of all, it's my great pleasure to thank the people that have meant so much to us this year. This is our greatest financial success this year we've ever had. So we have broken a record, and that's wonderful. Each year I always have to thank my fabulous Rachel Carson Awards Council, and with special mention this year of our two newest members, Veronique Pittman and Diane Lewis. And this year, our luncheon chairs have stepped up so beautifully, and we thank you so much. This year also, we had very special participation by our special patron chairs, and also our wonderful sponsor, Fiduciary Trust. You have made this afternoon a very successful financial success for us, and we appreciate it so much. Each year, this task is always made so simple because this is Audubon. I work directly with incredible people who make this look so easy. Among them are always Tom O'Hanley and Asha Sheikh, and this year, it must be mentioned, our 6th annual Women in Conservation intern, Allie Davis. I'd like to just breeze through a few developments of the last year. It's always breathtaking, the momentum that this council and this program always seems to maintain. We have, each year, our momentum never slows. There are new ideas and new partners and new council members and new support for this program. There's so many people rooting for us and wish us the greatest success. Now about us, just a little bit about us. Audubon's Women in Conservation program hopes to connect and inspire girls and young women with the stories and careers of some of the greatest American women conservationists and environmentalists. Since 2004, Audubon has given its prestigious Rachel Carson Award, the most coveted award for American women in the environment. Our program supports a variety of activities, including a wonderful website for girls and young women, a thriving internship program. We've had 6 years and 6 interns, and an all-girls school outreach, which I'll explain a little bit later, and an annual conservation tour to a threatened American landscape. Please visit us also, I've gotten used to this now, on Facebook and Twitter. You would join, I guess now, thousands of people who are doing so. Very quickly, the new developments. This is our first year. We joined a lobbying and briefing effort in Washington, D.C. It occurred last week. We went to lobby support for Long Island Sound. We received a policy briefing from our staff in Washington, and 25 of us attended. Afterwards, I was told that the papal audiences were very long, with 2 U.S. senators and 5 congresspeople. We also had a long meeting, and an emotional one, I think, with the EPA Administrator, Lisa Jackson. The EPA is an agency, the Environmental Protection Agency, is close to our heart, as Rachel Carson's work against pesticides had much to do with its creation. In our meetings, we asked for greater support of Long Island Sound. And we had some nice credibility, I think, in that we, I think, made it clear we cared really for the nation as a whole. As we had made it our business last year to visit the tragic region of the BP oil spill. I think we represented ourselves with national concern, which we shared with so many from Louisiana and the Gulf region, including Lisa Jackson. It was clear we were citizens of the nation, not just a delegation of hyper-focused New Yorkers. It was gratifying to note that when we asked for greater support of Long Island, we were comfortable in having done our share. And this is entirely thanks to the people in this room, as this luncheon has raised nearly close to $2 million for the Long Island Sound Campaign. Thank you. It's interesting, I think. A group of women is received differently in Washington, and perhaps anywhere. Women are less territorial, I think, more inclusive, more healing-oriented. We're good at and know about loving things, protecting things. It is in our nature to care. Our Women in Conservation group was well received too, because we're organized. We were full of substantive questions, concern, follow-through, and action. I think we thought of things and think of things, women, holistically, and particularly our group of the nation as a whole. We very much understand, I think, the way we understand our national parks, that we are citizen owners of a great American nation, where the Gulf of Mexico, the Chesapeake Bay, or Long Island Sound are recounted and celebrated in our collective memories as one beautiful system of sea to shining sea. I'd like to thank our Washington participants. We had such a wonderful time together, and particularly Laura Zuckerman, who partnered with me in this effort. Lowell Baer, who made us feel so welcome there, and to Al Cachese, Executive Director of Audubon, New York, who masterfully organized this incredible event. Our second development, which I will go through as quickly as I can, thanks to a Women in Conservation supporter and a Hewitt School trustee, Wendy Flynn, on Earth Day this year, Audubon's Women in Conservation program started an extraordinary outreach to students at an all-girls private school, Hewitt, on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Women in Conservation thought this program with Hewitt was a wonderful opportunity to connect young female students with promising careers to great women leaders in the environmental movement. We loved working with Hewitt, particularly with its organizing science head, Chris Weaver, and the 5 wonderful girls who organized the program. The spring panel at Hewitt was attended by nearly 120 girls. The exchange was aired simultaneously by Cybercam to over 300 schools. It was entirely student-run. student-moderated, student-driven. And I must say the questions to our panelists were staggeringly sophisticated, animated, and rigorous. It was crystal clear to us that we needed to bring this wonderful outreach to other schools additionally. And welcome to a New York moment. Almost immediately, a virtual food fight about which school next year would be chosen occurred. Someone went to the mat for Sacred Heart. Another picked up the bat for Chapin. A banner was flying high and furiously, Brewerly or bust. Clearly a need, a nerve, an opportunity was unearthed. And Audubon and its annual spring school panel was born. Now please remember at the end of this luncheon, please keep this in your memory. We're going to ask you regarding this program for a very special request, and it's very important to us. And also to my husband, Peter, please brace yourself. Speaking of men, a final word. The final word on Audubon's Women in Conservation Men's Council. You know, I was dubious at first. A bunch of great guys, yeah, attractive, with very good credentials. But would they ever do anything for us? In fact, the Women in Conservation Men's Council has been anything but, as I once said, perky men who look good in clothes. They have become invaluable members to our team. Their primary responsibility is nominating Rachel Carson awardees, but they have stepped up to the plate in other ways too. Men's Council co-founder Simon Roosevelt has funded a year-long field internship in bird conservation for a young woman on Long Island. Also, co-founder Peter Rockefeller, with actually 2 other donors, is playing an important financial role in support of the all-girls outreach. Darling, am I painting a picture here for you? I will never, ever call men a little flaky, ever again. Finally, and I only, at this point, need to introduce a video. We have a remarkable group of women in the room today. Are women greening the city. These women have come together throughout their lives and have devoted so much time to New York and the greening of this physical landscape. And we've put together a short video of their work. They're identified in the room by badges that, that name them as such. But we put together this video so that you can see the type of work that they've done on our behalf. So let's meet Audubon's women greening the city.